Okay, here's our second video for section 2.3. We just discussed Venn diagrams and being able to use a picture or even a roster method and talk about what different elements are in each subset. We're going to add to our discussion now, adding some more notation, and we're going to talk about the intersection and the union of different sets. The first one we're going to talk about is what we call an intersection of two sets, written like this. And so that notation kind of looks like an upside down U. Remember, we have the sideways U that is representing subsets and proper subsets. But now this notation that looks kind of like an N or an upside down U is representing what we call an intersection, where it is the set of elements common to both A and B. So a lot of times we interchange the word intersection with the word and. So if I'm in A and in B, I'm in their intersection, kind of where they overlap. And that's what helps me kind of remember what that symbol means, is I know that intersection is kind of where the two streets kind of cross or intersect. Well, this is where the two subsets cross or intersect. So intersection is the elements in both A and in B. Let's do an example of a few of those. Looking at example number 4, it says find each of the following intersections. So we have two different subsets, or two different sets I should say. The first one contains the elements 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. The next one contains the numbers 6, 8, 10, and 12. And I would like you to find me the intersection. Where would they overlap? Meaning, what elements are in the first set and in the second set? I notice that they both have in common 8 and 10. So that would be their intersection, where they have in common. Look at the next one. The first one has elements 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. The next one has elements 2, 4, 6, 8. And we want to find the intersection. Who is in the first one and in the second one? Where would they overlap? I didn't notice that anything was in common. So did you say there's nothing, or could we actually represent that using our empty set? Or the 0 with the slash through it representing an empty set? There are no numbers that are in both the first one and the second one at the same time. So our answer would be an empty set. There's nothing. Look at C. C says we have elements 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then we also have an empty set. And what's in their intersection? So what is in the first set and the second set at the same time? Well, if there is nothing in our second set, then that means there's also nothing in their overlap, right? Their intersection. So again, we could say empty set or empty set. Either notation would be fine. Just don't combine them into one and use both. All right, the next idea we're going to talk about is what we call the union of a set. So we just got done talking about intersection, where they overlap. But now let's talk about union, which uses this symbol right here. So now this looks more like a U instead of an upside down U. Union means the elements that are in set A or in set B. So you kind of put it all together. So I remember this as kind of like the union of marriage. When you have stuff and they have stuff and you get married, don't you bring all your stuff together? And so the union means you're going to put everybody in A and every element in B and put it all together, the union. Another word we kind of interchange with union is the word or. Who's in A or in B would be their union. Let's do an example of that. So example number 5 says find each of the following unions. We have a set that contains elements 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have the set that contains elements 6, 8, 10, and 12, and we want to find their union. That means we're going to bring everybody's stuff together. Who's in the first one or in the second one? We're going to bring all their stuff together and list out all the elements. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do part B. Part B has a set that's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then another set 2, 4, 6, 8, and I want to find their union. Who's in A or in B? Remember, union means we're going to bring all their stuff together. So I would say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 would be my answer. Part C says we have the set with 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then we have an empty set. You have stuff. Your boyfriend or girlfriend has no stuff. What happens when you get married? You got just all your stuff, right? They bring nothing. So I have the union of 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 and the empty set as still just being 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. We've got intersection And we've got union. All right, this last little green box says here that if I have A and an empty set, the intersection of A and B, what do they both have, would be an empty set. A and the intersection of an empty set is still just another empty set. It also says that A and the union of an empty set would just be all A. Remember, this one is what they have in common. And remember that union is just bringing all their stuff together. It might be helpful to draw a picture, but make sure that you know how to do it with or without a picture if they don't give you one. Make sure that you practice those two different notations. Some students get confused if they don't remember what the different notations are, so be careful. Try to think of little things that'll help you remember what the little upside down U means versus the U, okay?